evening. It's Wednesday, November 5th, 2025 at 6 p.m. I'm calling the Lakeville Board of Health meeting to order. Is there anyone in the audience recording this? I see no one. LakeCAM is recording this. First on the agenda, Aesthetic Suites, 10 Lang Street. It's a new residential kitchen. And it's pending water test results. And also they're asking for a milk and cream. Is there anyone in the audience to speak to this one? So I'll turn it over to Ed.
Yeah, so there's a couple things pending still, like the water test. We did the inspection yesterday and, everything's okay so far. So it's probably going to be a couple weeks before we actually get the results of the water test. So it's not going to open, but just, we wanted to get this done now just in case, so that when, she does get the results, she can open up right away. But yeah, other than that, no real pending items.
And they have all their certificates they need and
Yep,
everything?
they got all that.
It's just the water analysis?
Yep.
Okay.
So you just need a vote to approve it, subject to the water test.
Correct.
You guys good?
I'm good.
I'll make a motion that we approve the residential kitchen and milk and cream licenses for Aesthetic Suites at 10 Lang Street, pending a water test result.
Second.
Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Next on the agenda, new body art apprentice, Tristan Escobar, located at 12 Harding Street, with body art establishment, Savage Incorporated. Anyone like to come up to speak to this one? Ed, I'll see where you stand on this one.
So he has everything. He's got everything. Savage Inc. is an established business, so they've already been inspected. We probably will do an inspection soon because they have two new apprentices coming on. Yeah, there's no pending items for this one.
Do you do those inspections?
No.
No? Okay.
And how often do we normally do the body art inspection?
Twice a year.
Twice a year, okay.
You guys good?
Any
I'm good.
comments? You good?
I'll make a motion that we approve the new body art apprentice license for Tristan Escobar for 12 Harding Street.
Second.
Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Next on the agenda, new body art apprentice, Madison Riley, also located at 12 Harding Street, with body art establishment, Savage Incorporated. Anyone like to speak on this one? Okay, same thing to you, Ed, I guess?
Yep, same thing. Yeah, she has all her everything there, and so the place they have facilities for two artists at a time, and so there's these two apprentices and there's one licensed artist there. So they can't all three work at the same time. So like we just got to check to make sure that there's only two chairs and two sinks. So we have to limit them to that. But we'll find that out during the inspection to make sure that all three of them aren't there at a time. Which if you have two chairs, you probably want like 3 or 4 people because it's no one works every day.
Okay.
And with with an apprentice, the one overseeing has to be there all the time as the
Correct.
apprentice. They can't work there, like the two apprentices can't be there.
Correct.
The one
Yeah.
that's
So the owner who is the licensed one has to be there,
licensed, yes.
and then the apprentice can work there. But like I said, I don't know if the apprentice, they can be there. They just can't be doing tattoos. They can be cleaning up and doing other stuff, but they can't be doing tattoos.
Because you can't oversee 2 of them at the same time. That's-
Well, there's only 2 chairs
Chairs.
too. Yeah, 2 chairs and 2 sinks, so that limits it.
You guys good?
Good.
I'll make a motion that we approve the new body art apprentice, Madison Riley, at 12 Harding Street.
Second.
Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Thank you. And then the next one on the agenda is going to be 4 Cross Street. It's a continued discussion from our last meeting. So you come up to the table, I'll turn it over to you.
Yes, hello. Good evening, Mr. Chair. My name is Nicholas Gomes. I represent the property owner, Ronald Olivera, who joins me by my right. The purchasers of the prospective property are also here. Essentially, we looked at the two options regarding upgrading the septic system and then the interior renovations to the doorway opening. And we're basically seeking clarification on the doorway opening. The second option is not feasible, and we're trying to make it work on the first option regarding the opening. So if I could, I have some photographs to share with you.
Yes, please.
I see you have them.
I think you did copy them all for us, but I'll make sure that it's.
So the first picture is the rudimentary addition of some red marks on the plan of the doorway opening to describe the areas where we are proposing to be removed.
Yep.
The second page is going to show the actual closet for a reference point. So the L shape of the left side of the closet would be removed. The small wall, which makes the right side of the closet that attaches to the doors, would be removed. The back side of the closet is going to remain. That back side of the closet is the hallway, which leads into the master bedroom, and then the master bath is across that hallway. So that corner in the last picture is showing that from the master bedroom door to the end of the first casing is 20 inches. So that is the real impediment of what's blocking the amount of the feet that you're looking for, 6 feet. So when you look at the 20 inches being removed, that's essentially what we're trying to gain confirmation that we remove these 3 sections of the closet, that we can keep the doorway for the hallway, which is what we're trying to do, and you're satisfied. The last picture, the one with my foot in it, shows that the 6 feet, the 72 inches, is approximately 1.5 inches beyond the existing casing on the adjacent wall. So when you're looking at the plan, it's the opposite corner of the opening is this last picture. So I wanted to just get this technical measurements out there and then deal with the practical of what we're trying to do. And if we can agree that it's basically removing these 3 walls that make up the closet area, that you're satisfied, and we're gonna use that door.
Can I stop you for a second?
Mhm.
You started off by saying an L shape, and now you're saying 3 walls, but I see 1, 2, 3, 4 walls. That's a U shape with a wall, so that would be 4 walls.
Yes, those are the 4 walls that we're describing as being removed.
Okay.
And are you gonna remove the top of the closet, up to the ceiling?
So that was another question.
Yeah, what is you doing above,
Mhm.
is that? how you
So,
gonna fix that?
As long, and that's another point of clarification and why we're glad to be here, is moving the closet to be in a line with the new one. So we're salvaging the rest of the closet as long as you're satisfied with that and that's not an impediment.
You're talking about this back wall here will just be a regular wall.
That's already there, sir, existing.
Yeah,
That creates the
that's
hallway.
Yeah.
That
So
creates
that's
the
the back
hallway
of
into
the
the
closet
master.
that makes
Yeah.
the thing.
Yes,
And
sir.
do you-
So that wall's gonna stay and everything else is coming down.
So the question is that's generally the point, but the question is if you do not, if having a closet is not a problem, then we would want to keep the closet and you would essentially shift over the wall to be in line with where the door is now.
Or open shelving, something like that, just to reduce the amount of damage that's gonna be done.
You don't understand what they're saying?
You wanna leave the closet.
Pretty much leave the closet, move it over, or, just take the doors off and leave it, or,
Yeah, I'm not okay with that. I don't know about you guys, but we gave them 2 options.
I think we discussed this pretty lengthily at the last.
We don't have a
meeting.
problem removing the closet.
We're just
We're
trying to
asking if that's
clarify.
okay,
Yeah.
one or the other, if we left it for
Yeah.
open shelving. If it means removing it, then we can remove it.
Yeah.
We just wanna know what's,
Right.
what'll work.
Right, and then, at our last meeting, you know, we looked at this at length, cause we really weren't satisfied with the opening, but without really making you rip off that master bedroom door and cut into the bathroom and not leave that bath, there's really no way to fix it. So we kinda said we were gonna let it go at the 6 feet if you removed the closet, with the deed restriction. I know at the last meeting, Bob had, brought up, he didn't even like the casings around the door, to be removed, so it's just a wall corner with no casing. I know that didn't get put on and, sent to you from town council. It just said remove the closet, so I don't know where we stand with that, if we're,
I guess if the rest of it comes out, I can live with it'll be a new wider casing that would have to go up there.
yeah, cause you're looking to put that casing, this casing back, it's just gonna be over.
Yeah, but then at
20
least they wouldn't
inches.
have to go out into the hallway and patch the ceiling if we let them leave
That's
that.
something we're really trying to maintain is the
Yeah.
privacy of a brand new home, has a master suite. If we cut it into that hallway, basically they have to come out of their bedroom and
No,
then,
right.
yeah.
So we, that's why we didn't say we wanted it 8 feet, cause that's really
Yeah.
what,
I can open it up as much as we can. We can put a drywall corner there, like, I can get it to the maximum opening, which,
Right.
again, previously that was always our issue was the 8 feet is gonna bring us into that
Right.
hallway
right,
and ruin the dynamic. That was always
right,
why we were kinda had an issue with it.
I understand.
I can open it up as much as I can to that wall that leads
Yeah.
into there. And if, satisfies things this evening by completely removing the closet, then it doesn't have to be an issue.
And I prefer the drywall instead of the casing too. So then the closet's out and then the casing, so there's no door, it's just an opening, really, right?
Well, I believe that's what we did agree on at the last meeting and vote on, but I know it didn't get sent to you.
Yeah, it's an open foyer, so when you get to the top of the stairs,
Yeah.
right, there's nothing there. So you get to the end of the foyer,
Yeah.
that's where the opening starts. We'll open it up as far as we can
To the door.
to that door and remove the closet,
Totally
which
remove the
will,
closet.
give privacy. I believe what the agent's looking, remove privacy, from that, so it wouldn't be considered a bedroom and the deed restriction.
Right, to a 3-bedroom, deed restricted.
Mm.
And then we already did vote on that last week, so I don't believe we have to take a vote on that, am I correct? We're just clarifying.
No, but I made some notes, I don't know if we can make a copy, if you guys just wanna see that, and I'll take a picture and we can give it to them, so we're all on the same page that this wall's staying,
Yeah,
those 3 are coming out, that's coming out, and that's coming out. Right?
yeah,
So it's just gonna be a room like that. Yeah, we're all on the same page
all
with
on the
that?
same page as far as you can back to that.
Okay,
You agree, you wanna initial anything, and
yeah,
we can,
and then I'll take a
Just
picture
so
of it, we can give him a
that there's
copy
no-
of it.
Yeah, I'm
We don't
sure
want
the
you to
agent's
do it
gonna wanna do another final walkthrough and verify.
Yeah,
before we
the
do it.
agreement was both the chair and myself, do it. That was the agreement we came to, last
Yep.
meeting, so.
and if you wanna
Yeah,
look at it, and then.
I already looked at it when you guys were doing
Okay, well, give this to them, or we're gonna keep.
it. Do you want me to take a picture?
No.
Picture. And then did they see the sign off, town council had sent us? Did you?
No,
get
you
that?
guys have to review that first.
Okay.
Once if you're okay with it, then we can do it.
Okay. And town council,
You guys mind if I ask a question?
Sure.
Yep.
So, I've looked through everything I can, and so I am the buyer of the home, my wife and I, and I've looked through everything I can, and I understand that you guys want this to remain a 3-bedroom home, right? But everything I see, nothing ever states anything about a closet in a home. The house we recently sold in Lakeville, 92 County Street, it had an entire second floor, like a half of a floor, that was basically like a living space. 6-foot doorway with a large closet inside, built in, with windows, just like this room is gonna be for our kids. It's supposed to be a playroom. We've invested money in shelving in this closet, so it's getting to the point where it's frustrating that these little things are holding us up. Things that we're financially invested in, like.
Well, let's
We're
be
extending
fair,
timelines.
right? Let's be fair, the blueprints were submitted for a 4-bedroom house. Septic was designed for a 4-bedroom house. It was on MLS where you saw it as a 4-bedroom house, but he only put in a 3-bedroom septic. So we're not causing this. We're
I'm not
trying,
saying you're
and we
causing
even
it.
gave you an option that we don't normally do by allowing you to put advanced treatment in, so you could keep 4 bedrooms, because if that's what you thought you were buying, I thought you should get that. So, and I guess they're choosing not to do that, but.
We would have to rip out the entire system to make it conform. It's not just swapping out the tank, which I thought, hey, no problem, I don't have to touch the house. But could never make that system conform to a fast system compliance. And he told us, he says, I'm not gonna budge on the state regs. The state regs are what they are, that's his job, okay, I respect that. But we did apply, we did change this to a 3-bedroom with a den. We weren't trying to get by, and I only spoke to him once about this property.
You
One
listed it
time.
on MLS as a 4-bedroom.
It was never on MLS, sir.
Okay,
Chris, you got that picture?
maybe not MLS, but it's on the internet,
Alright,
on a real estate.
On Zillow or something as a 4-bedroom.
So Realtor.com, it says 4-bedroom.
so again.
Swear to God.
So if you guys don't mind, as the buyer.
And with this type of system, that's a problem, because this system's huge, the perk rate was terrible, the soils aren't great. You guys know that's not a good thing, right? If you overtax the system, it's gonna fail a lot faster than most systems will. So that's where our concern was, so we don't just protect, we gotta protect your investment, is what we look out for.
While I understand that, again, so at this rate, it came to the point where, yes, I knew the 3-bedroom septic went in. It's not originally what we were planning on, but we have 2 children. You can check the census, we have 2 children living in this home, right? So the 4th bedroom is our additional space for a playroom, basically. I don't care if it has a door on it, but it should have a closet. If it's not gonna have a door, as people walk by, you look in, you see a mess. There's gonna be stuff everywhere because we have no storage, or I have to build my own closet space. I already set this up for the way that we needed it. This is our investment. We're investing. You guys are making money back from taxes. He's making his money back because we pay him. You guys are all gonna get what you want. We're the only ones getting dragged through the mud right now. I understand the septic thing. We're moving past the septic. It's a 3-bedroom septic and a 3-bedroom.
So when you sell it and you market it, when you go to sell it, and then you can market it as a 4-bedroom with a 3-bedroom system, and it's a
I'm not
problem.
selling this house. This is
Right now.
I'm 40 years old.
Right
and
now.
I'm building this house.
Right now.
I'm
Right now, but down the
Then I sell it
road.
as a 3-bedroom. That's on me. I'm the one who's paying the mortgage. I'm the one who's paying you guys the taxes.
We're gonna
I'm
keep
the one
this.
who's paying him. Do you understand what my frustration is?
We get your thing, your comment is, we'll
And I would
bring it
just,
up to the.
if I
I'm not trying
could,
to
Three
be
of us.
disrespectful,
I
but
feel like
have
somebody's
to
trying
say
to
it.
teach
Okay.
me a lesson, saying it was an MLS and it wasn't, and they were trying to get by. I made a decision because
Chris, do you
we,
get that picture still in your
we've
phone?
done this in other
I think
towns.
it was
In
gonna go
Dartmouth,
forward.
Westport, whatever, a lot of people work from home past COVID, and they want this. This is something that they asked for. It wasn't something that was shady, and I've seen in some of the notes that someone's talked to me multiple times. I spoke to him once when he spoke to my project manager and said, hey, this is gonna be a problem. So I called him right away, and we had the same conversation. Hey, we've done in other towns. We're not putting a door there. I can open it up. I can get it to this many feet that we're talking about now. And he dug in his heels and said, I want 8 feet. And that was gonna ruin the dynamic of the mess. It's not that I build houses everywhere, every day. It's not like this is the one, I'm trying to get away from the 4. I made a decision that the cost for that 4-bedroom septic was going to be double. You guys can confirm with my engineer. So we applied for a 3-bedroom, changed on the building permit to a 3-bedroom, got a septic permit for a 3-bedroom, did all this. Nobody can hide these things. But I seem like I'm being punished, and therefore they're being punished, thinking I was trying to slide one by, and that was never my intent. I spoke to your health agent one time, and I said, listen, we've done this in other towns. You can call Dartmouth, Westport, I build in every single town, and this is allowed with a deed restriction. A deed restriction is what makes it exactly what you said. In the future, when you go to sell it, you're selling a 3-bedroom home. It takes away all the discretionary powers, because it's in black and white what you're selling and what's recorded there. So I feel like somebody's trying to teach me in a lesson.
We checked with DEP.
We reached out to DEP and we
and
have.
we had a meeting here, you weren't there, and we told the engineer if DEP backed your theory, we would be okay with it. And then when we finally heard back from DEP, they did not back what you're saying.
Well, they said
it's
that the
allowed
law
in
is the
other
law.
towns. Yeah.
But there's been other appeals in this state, and it's been upheld that the deed restriction seals the deal for everything.
But they
But
don't have
that's
to
not-
grant you a deed
We do not
restriction.
have to grant you a deed restriction on new construction if it meets the definition of a bedroom. That was from DEP,
What's the definition of a bedroom?
70 square feet, an egress, privacy, and a window, of a certain height, and the ceiling height, I believe, is 7'2".
Right.
And an
Does it
intent,
go
and,
up 5 feet?
and most importantly, an intent to use it as an actual bedroom, which is completely absent in this case, which underlines the frustration. But we got our decision on what to do, that work's gonna be done, and then we'll be calling for the inspection.
Can you just give me a timeline too,
Right.
of what's going on,
So-
where you're going, just share the story.
I spoke to Ed at length recently. I went just to try and speak face to face. I aired to him some of the reasons why I'm so frustrated here today. I left to go overseas in April, thinking that my family was going to be set to go into this house by, I believe it was
July.
August, July timeframe. But due to freezing grounds, they had some troubles getting going. So now, fast forward, here we are, getting pushed back, October. I'm now home on leave, thinking I was coming home to make a few memories in this home so that it wasn't just a pile of sticks. Now I'm leaving Saturday with no answer. I told him I am determined that by the time I leave, I will have an answer on what's going on, because my family will not be displaced. I have children in the school systems. We've been in Lakeville for
6 years.
6 years. Thank you. We've been tax-paying citizens. We have children in the school system, to include Old Colony, where if they get removed from that school, they don't go back. So something needs to happen. I cannot have my family dragged through the mud any longer.
I mean, we didn't cause this.
I'm not pointing
Okay.
fingers. It doesn't
We
matter.
gave options at the last meeting
That was
that
3 weeks
that could have
ago.
been fixed and you could have been living there now, and it wasn't done. So I know you're frustrated, but we even gave you a waiver to do an advanced treatment so you could have your 4th bedroom that we don't normally do in new construction, to try to help you, so you get a 4-bedroom house that you got advertised and we're paying for, and they just didn't do anything.
No, but sir,
It
you
isn't our
can't
fault
make,
nothing
you
happened in the
can't
last
make that
few weeks.
system a fast system. It doesn't work, and you can check with them. We've done the
Yeah,
calculations.
you'd have to do a pressure
You have to
housing.
rip it all out
Add a
and start
tank,
from
a pump
scratch. So
tank.
it's not,
The field would stay, he's gonna
no, it wouldn't. You
install
have to
a-
add you have to
It
add
has
more
to be a
chambers and it has to be a
pressure
fourth. It's a considerable expense.
You can, it's a lot of money.
It is a lot of money, and we can't make it work. We tried, Jamie's had conversations with him, the calculations don't work. So it wasn't that I didn't appreciate it, it just doesn't work. You know, what was proposed isn't an easy fix. I was gonna leave the house alone and just swap out this tank, but then it doesn't meet the state requirement. So even though you offered it, it doesn't work unless I rip it all out and start all over again, and they can verify that. So this is why we're back here. I don't see them being tortured over this privacy thing, and it's discretionary, how much, you have to walk by a 6-foot opening to get there, so what privacy do you have? Right, like, that's what we're fighting about, like, how much more privacy do you need when you're walking by 5-foot opening for a kid's playroom? You know, to delay them and delay them and delay them and try
But we're
to,
not. We voted on this. We had town council here, the your lawyers were here. We all agreed, we gave you an option that he could be living there today if you had just done that.
But the
And instead, you got on another meeting and you came
No,
back
the
tonight, and
practicality-
now he's getting
No.
screwed, but we're not doing
the
it.
practicality now, yes, you're allowing us to get to that opening, you're giving us a break to open it up as much as we can to that door. Before that, we would have had to go into the hallway. I appreciate the break that we're getting today, and we'd like to move forward and get these inspections today, but
Well, even at the last
doing the
meeting,
septic system.
We had the break 3 weeks ago.
we
They gave the
agreed
break
3 weeks ago on that door
You just
opening.
didn't act.
Yeah,
This was agreed on, and we
yeah, to
we
make
sent
it so you
in
didn't have to
writing.
go in the bedroom.
Yeah.
We
this
agreed
was
to that the
agreed.
last meeting.
It's on video, you can watch it on video.
Yeah, we tried giving you everything we could to get him in there, and now you can't, I was shocked these were coming back tonight. I'm like, they're coming back and they didn't do anything, and I thought the guy was in a rush. And it's all trying to get turned around on us when we went out of our way to try to help.
We were thinking that the septic route was an option, but we've spent the last 2 weeks going back and forth trying to make the calculations work, and they just don't work.
But that's
where
fine,
we're
but
at.
that wasn't their fault. They gave you 2 options. The fact that you focused all your time on one of those options and never looked at the other, that's not their fault.
Well, we thought that there would be some
We
flexibility.
looked at both, and
Yeah.
even the conversation I had, prior with council was,
Just open.
getting the discretion regarding, we're gonna take out those walls compared to the exact letter of 6 feet, because I didn't wanna do the work and then we're short 3 inches potentially, and then now
Right, no,
we're still,
We agreed at the last meeting, when, we voted on it, just to make it as wide as you can up to that door.
Without going into the
Well,
bedroom.
we didn't wanna have you lose the master bedroom door.
Mm.
So we stepped back from that and just removed the closet, and we would have, that's why we gave you two options.
Mhm.
And we even voted that they could go inspect it, so you didn't have to come to another meeting, so that they could go out and do that and get them in right away.
And they,
And
even-
now tonight-
they even agreed to do a meeting 1 week later if you chose to do that, but we didn't hear from
We,
you for
we
3
agreed to even
weeks.
have a special meeting if you wanted to have a special
I
meeting.
didn't want to disturb the home because it's pretty much
Right,
complete.
no, I understand. You
And
wanted to-
that's,
right.
even
But
though
again, those
it's,
were your choices, not
it's a
ours.
less expensive
He's
option,
upset
but
and
it's
he's
still
getting
an
screwed and
expensive
He's mad at us,
option.
and we didn't make any of these decisions.
I don't know, I'm mad all around, don't get me
Right.
wrong. So I guess my next plea to you guys is, can we nix this closet thing so I can maintain my space? Cause the closet doesn't make it a bedroom.
We're not
The
going
open-
into the bedroom, we're letting you stop before the bedroom
I'm
door.
not,
No,
I'm
he's
talking
just
about the
saying-
closet in that,
In the
that,
playroom,
that
he wants
playroom.
to leave, move, you're
Because
still
that's
gonna
my
move this
storage
wall back.
space.
but
So
it's
you want a
just kind
smaller closet, but don't
Yes.
remove it.
just, I mean, just, does it?
It's
so
gonna
opening
get
up the
small,
doorway,
opening up the
that's
door
it.
is gonna make it smaller.
Right, it can be a smaller, but we
That's fine.
store board games and toys, and if you have children, you understand.
Yeah.
You walk by a 6-foot opening, I have OCD, I don't wanna see my kids' toys all over the damn room. If it's in the closet, the way we had it in the last house, we had nice built-ins, which we've already paid for, they're already in the closet, the built-ins, they're already in there, they're expensive, like, they're already in the closet. For board games and toys, it's the same setup we had in the last house that we wanted to carry over for the toy room. That's it. If we get rid of it, we have no storage for all of these toys, and it's gonna be the biggest eyesore in the world, and there's nothing I can do, because you're right. There is no privacy on whether it be a 4, 5, 6, 10-foot doorway. There's no privacy, and I have to look at it no matter what, because there's no door on the room. But if I can shove all of the toys into a closet, and it looks aesthetically pleasing in a closet on shelves, I'm happy. But to have stuff just strewn about a room, it's unfeasible, like,
of- So I'll bring that back to the board. Is anyone? I mean,
we understand it's
we would
three
have to
bedrooms.
revote, I mean, because we voted to have it removed. If anyone is willing to,
I know there's
Try to
tension
save
between the town and
the
Rome, I know that, so I'm asking you guys about this closet thing,
Right,
like,
we've
to
never
help
had
us.
tension with the town.
That's all.
We've been here 6
It
years.
just makes
we've never
our
had
life
tension.
easier. It has nothing to do with,
they're still gonna have to open this up wide.
We can open
Yeah,
it all
and
the
there's
way to the
no
wall.
tension with me in the town. It's, I do business in your town, I've done a lot of business here. We've never had a problem in the past. It's, I don't know why everyone's digging their heels here. It wasn't like I was trying to do something mischievous. You know, you can't build a house this big.
Here's the listing, by the way. 4-bedroom.
We don't, I don't dig my heels.
We don't sit here and lie.
What I do is I give the same thing to everyone and.
So that's where I come in. If you didn't market it and do all that stuff to begin with, we wouldn't even be here.
Well, we also build in a lot of other towns and we use the models, but you have an end buyer who's been here in this process since the very beginning.
We wouldn't be here if you didn't,
posted, yeah.
if you did everything from the beginning, we wouldn't be here. That's,
And I believe, Ed, this goes all the way back to May, am I correct?
Yeah,
Well,
I notified, as soon as I saw that it was a 4-bedroom home, I
We're talking
notified.
back in May.
Not you, the contractor, because he's the one who applied for the online permitting system. So I notified the applicant that, you know, it was a 4-bedroom home and it was a 3-bedroom septic. This was in May of.
I wish, no one ever said that a deed restriction wouldn't solidify this, because a deed restriction is what solidifies it in every other town, and Lakeville is its own town. And if somebody said, hey, a deed restriction doesn't work here, and I checked the bylaws.
Since DEP told us that, I doubt it's every other town, to be honest with you. Just like it wasn't in MLS, but he has the picture.
It wasn't
Okay,
ever an MLS.
Steven sent us to DEP to ask them if we could do
sorry,
that.
it's not
And
MLS,
they
it's
said no.
Realtor.com, but it says it in frickin' writing.
So DEP says if you want a deed restriction, you do it in the permitting stage, not in the construction phase. And then 2, they don't have to grant that, deed restriction. So that's what they said. So if a town chooses to do that, that's fine. They are allowed to do that, but they don't have to do that. And what we're saying is, normally, if you had come to us back in a year ago and said, okay, you know, we want to build a 4-bedroom house with a 3-bedroom septic, they could have had the discussion and they could have granted the deed restriction then,
Well,
if they chose.
I assume my engineer's coming in here with the house that I'm building, and if there were any objections to that, because we applied for a 3-bedroom septic. right? We applied for a 3-bedroom septic, I assume he's coming in here with the actual house plans that we're building.
We
Before
never see house plans.
You guys never
No
see
house plans never go to Board of Health. We just look at the septic
Yeah,
design.
we didn't see it till May, and that's as soon as I saw
So
it.
you guys just look at the footprint of what's being built?
Yeah,
No, we
a lot
look
of
by
times
what
we
they
just get a
call it on the plan.
rectangle.
The engineer
Yeah.
calls it a 3-bedroom or 4-bedroom house.
I didn't know that you guys don't look at the whole house plans before you make a decision. That's why I was like, why is this coming out now?
The engineered design plans would tell you the bedrooms of what's in the design plan, the whole house plan, so why would you need to look at,
The septic was
architectural
approved in
plans.
August of 2024. And when that came across, I approved it. It was a fine 3-bedroom septic system and with a 3-bedroom house. And then in May of 2025, it changed to a 4-bedroom. As soon as I noticed it, I notified the contractor.
Why do you say it changed to a 4-bedroom? Why do you say it changed in May to a 4-bedroom?
Because the plan I got in August of 2024 said 3-bedroom on it. It said a 3-bedroom house with a 3-bedroom septic. So I approved it. There was nothing wrong with it. Then in May of 2025, they submitted a 4-bedroom house, which did not match with what the pre-approved plan. So that's why I notified him that it didn't match, and that was the time to fix it back in May.
Can you,
I
in
think
May
it's
of
reversed.
2025,
Wasn't
we
it a
submitted
4-bedroom? Wasn't it a 4-bedroom they submitted first in the folder?
Oh, and the septic one? Yeah,
Yeah,
so
it was
way,
4-bedroom.
yeah, you're going back
I'm going
even
back. We have a
further.
4-bedroom
That,
in
yeah,
that
there was a 4-bedroom septic, but after conservation and everything, it ended up being a 3-bedroom septic. That's the one I approved. I never approved the 4-bedroom septic. Was
yeah, we
ever
never
approved.
went forward with a full 4-bedroom septic because it's double the size and double the walls and, triple the fill.
Right.
And we had
But we did
issues
have a
with,
4-bedroom submitted on this property first. That's in
But
that
then the
folder.
3-bedroom got approved. Then when the permit came in, and they went to pull the building permit, they submitted plans that said 4-bedroom with 4 bedrooms on it. And that's what triggered Ed to call and say, hey, this is a 3-bedroom septic. You're putting in a 4-bedroom house. These don't match.
I mean, if there's always a 4-bedroom home, then why did you submit a 3-bedroom septic with a plan that said 3-bedroom house on it?
but we modified it before we started building. We had to cross it out and wrote den on there, and then we uploaded the new plans that say den at my architect change. So it's not like we're trying to do anything mischievous. We changed it when we applied. It was always gonna be a 3-bedroom house with a den, 3-bedroom septic, always. And I think that's why I'm getting smacked around here, because you guys think I'm trying to
The
do
first
something.
site plan said 4-bedroom. The copy of the first plans you submitted said 4-bedroom on them.
But the ones I submitted to the building department, the approved plan was for a 3-bedroom septic. The one that I got my building permit under, right? We have to give them the approved site plan. That's what we gave to them. It's always been a 3-bedroom, and Nate made us cross it out and write den on there. So that's what they have, and that's what I've been building. So when I got the call, I'm like, it's always been what I applied for and what I'm building. And I feel like that's why everyone's digging in their heels, like, oh, we gotta teach this guy a lesson. That was never my intent.
No, but
And I've only spoken to you once about this house.
I notified you, and I didn't notify you, but I notified the applicant who applied for the building permit, and Nate notified him in February of 2025. So this is going back to February 25, when you ignored 2 warnings that, okay, there was a problem, and you just continued to build.
And again, we changed it on the plan. But somebody should have said, we're not gonna accept a deed restriction, and we gotta change the house plans now,
I believe
before it
you-
goes too far.
You notified the
In my comment,
installer.
I said, this needs to be fixed before you start construction.
I wish somebody had said that you'd wanted like an 8-foot opening or something. That would have, again, my only issue was the house was almost done, and then we're having this stuff, these conversations.
At that point, we didn't go into the details. I said, this needs to be fixed before you start construction. You chose to start construction anyway.
That was on the septic. When the septic installer pulled the permit, he notified him.
It's in
This-
writing,
Right.
it's on the online platform, and my comments are still there.
Yeah, and I thought that
Do
you
not
just
go
wanted.
forward
Well,
because
we are
this-
where we are. We
Right.
made the doorway
So
as
we're just trying to
big as we could.
come
I just
to an
wish that,
agreement.
but at that point, the house is almost done. It's wired, it's sheet rock, the flooring's in. It's like, why are we having this conversation now? And someone should have said, deed restrictions don't do it. Gotta change the house.
Nobody asked for deed restriction.
Hmm?
It's not for us to just automatically give out deed restrictions. You or your engineer never came in and even asked for one. Right? Nobody asked for one. You're coming up today like we should have did it. We don't go around saying, oh, let's give this guy a deed restriction, let's give this guy a variance. Somebody got to apply and ask us. You never did that. Like this whole thing, we've gone through the history. We got town council, the town paid for town council to come. We came to give the variance. We gave us two different things. We had meetings on it. We have to have another special meeting on it, to call a special meeting just to help him, right? And here we are. Like when he told me, I thought the meeting was getting canceled because all there were these other three things
It all
on there.
came back to
And then it all
privacy,
came-
and who makes the distinction on how much more, how much little privacy there is? When you're walking by this big opening, if it was down the end of the hall, yes, you could say there's privacy, but when you're going by this big door opening, but so I appreciate the approval, we don't have to go back and forth, but it's just, I think the project just went too far without somebody saying, look, it needs to stop earlier than.
He told them before they started.
Nate told you in February and I told you in May. We both told you
The
to
building
stop and
inspector
not
and our
construct.
agent both told you. And you're acting like we didn't tell you.
I don't think that it was explained to me the way it's being explained now. That this is gonna hold it up, like, yeah, we're just gonna let you keep building and keep getting your inspections and still give you the septic plan for a 3-bedroom septic, a permit, so let us start. And then here we are again. I think we should have stopped a lot sooner. But, I don't know, maybe this is your way of trying to teach me a lesson, but.
I think we have an understanding now and appreciate your time, coming here and
Do you want?
going over that. The last item was the closet.
I mean, I don't really wanna screw the lady with her closet, to be honest with you.
I
It's
think
not really their
Quick
fault.
question, so the doorway is how wide right now?
4.
It's going from 4 to 6. But it won't go into the hallway of your
So
master.
in order to not cut into that closet, it can't go any wider than, what, 4 something? I guess what I'm asking
Yeah,
is, just out
it
of
has to.
curiosity.
Like, here's your master, right here.
Yep.
Bear with him, he's only seen the house once.
Yeah,
I know, I'm
That's
sorry,
the,
but yeah,
that's
there's
the hallway
plan.
going,
Yeah, they want to open all the
so
way
this
to
is the
here.
doorway right here?
Yeah, and this is the beginning of your closet right there. But they want all this removed and this based on today's approval.
So I guess my question, and forgive my ignorance,
If
but
you leave a
what's
closet,
the
but the
difference
closet's
between
gonna be
4
shut.
feet and 6 feet?
It's the 6 feet that they want open to create less privacy.
But
The
4 feet.
difference is the next day, somebody can hang a door back up there.
So
I
then you
mean,
have
but
to,
the
That's the
next day,
difference.
I'm the owner the next day,
Yeah.
so who's gonna hang a door?
whether
You,
it's
the
you
next
or,
buyer.
Put a 4
whoever
foot
it
opening,
could be.
they don't make 4-foot doors.
they
There you
do
go.
actually.
Oh. Okay, sorry.
Our ignorance.
I mean, but you're, I guess you're punishing me and my family.
No, I'm
Well,
sorry, I'm not
we're
gonna
not
take that
punishing you.
anymore.
We're not trying to punish you.
I guess
All the
We're
way
not.
bent over backwards to try to help you and get you in, and none of them were taken.
And that's, I don't disagree.
And now
just
I'm even saying I'm trying to give your wife the closet and you don't even wanna move the door
No,
over
I'm
anymore.
I'm trying to get clear. I haven't been part of this. I've been gone. I'm just trying to get understanding of what's going on here. So I was just wondering what the difference between 4 feet and 6 feet truly was, because
Well,
and then, like when we move in,
Our
it's just a
actual
doorway.
opening was what we tell people when
I'm not
this
trying to
does
screw up
happen
the
is,
approval. I'm
no,
just
is
genuinely trying to
8
get
feet.
information.
We want an 8-foot opening, and we're making an exception because we didn't want you to rip out your master bedroom door. So we've already made an exception. This would be 8 feet. That's why Ed was saying 8 feet. Anybody else that has done this in town, it's 8 feet, not a new construction, but 8 feet.
I'm
So
just trying to understand.
we just tried to
the
get you
differences, that's all,
moved
like I
as
said.
far as you
So
can.
we
The
have,
approval, I appreciate.
we try to treat every house as the same, so maybe you don't want the privacy, maybe you won't use it as a bedroom, maybe you have different preferences. But when someone comes before us, we treat everyone the same, and like Derek was just saying, every other house that's come here has opened it up to 8 feet,
That's what we
everyone.
tell them.
This is the first one that they've actually
Gone
agreed
You know,
to.
and it even came up when we were looking at the actual house
Everyone.
plans.
And
We weren't
what it
told it
does
was gonna be a toy room. We were told home office. And I was like, well, just blow a doorway through the closet into that room. You can keep the door in the closet in there and just, you make it so you can go between the master and that if it's a home office, right? We weren't
We're in
told,
the prison down the street.
we were never told toy room. We were told home office.
And even
Well,
at
yeah,
that,
I'm sure.
So we were trying to find other ways to make it even easier. Like we spent a lot of time on this already.
I'm just trying to gain and understand, that's all.
So-
I'm not disputing the.
And everything
agreement
we've
you guys
said, Ed
came
could
to.
document for you tomorrow, between the emails from Ed, from him, everything. Town council was here, we've like gone way out of our way to try to help you. And it's not our fault that you didn't do any of them, it's just not. I know you're upset, and I appreciate your service, I honestly
Like I said,
do.
I'm upset
And-
all around,
and-
don't take it personally.
And, but it's just like, you know, and now I'm over here trying to say, well, let's let her keep the closet as long as they move the wall, and now that's even getting pushed back.
No,
I
no,
mean,
that's, I'm not trying to push that back, I was, again, just trying to understand what the difference, like, I didn't understand, that's all.
like, we've gone farther for this house than we have probably for anything in the 15 years I've been on the board for, trying to help. You know, and like, I was shocked, we only had two things. I didn't think we were gonna have the meeting, and then it said you guys were coming back, and I was like, why? I thought they were moved in already. I didn't even know you hadn't done any of them, because they came and said it was, you guys were trying to get in as soon as possible. So we gave two different options, do either one of them, they can go out, we don't even have to have a meeting. We voted to let the two of them just go look, make sure we're set, and let you move in.
I was gonna
And then
swap,
tonight, nothing
I
happened.
thought it was a tank swap, so I wouldn't have to go in and damage the house, but the calculations don't work with just swapping the tank. So that's why we came back to see if there would be a little bit more leniency, on the opening.
So if the board is inclined to include the closet, we would just basically grab the parallel from the existing door, and that would line up and be the new wall, which is part of the closet. So it's the same size of the opening.
I mean, I don't know about you guys, I'd be okay with that.
At this point, we have a buyer, and I
Yeah.
think you guys have been stuck in the middle. It really shouldn't have been your fault. I mean,
Like
it's
I
on,
said, I'm in no way, I'm not
Right.
pointing fingers in any specific direction.
Right.
I'm just here airing my grievances.
And he'll show you
frustrations.
the listing, it was
Right.
listed as a
These
4-bedroom.
guys have all heard it from me already.
Yeah.
It ran through Cam, I'm sure, you know what I mean, like it's.
And that was the
nothing
last
personal,
kind of
it's just-
straw for me, when everybody was telling them, and then everybody's like, oh, it's only gonna be a 3-bedroom, then it got listed as a 4-bedroom. That's when I was kinda like, all right, this has gone too far. You can say you didn't do it, here's a picture of the listing. It was on a site as a 4-bedroom. It just says he has it, we can send it to you. And
So
so,
it doesn't mean that I posted it.
Somebody else.
There's over 1,000 realtors in our area, and we all work together, and they call us and say, hey, where are you building, what are you building? And they put in wrong information. We show properties all the time, we go in, it's not always accurate, some stuff has changed. So nothing is done maliciously. I like doing business in town, I'd like continue doing business here, I'd like us to go over this, I'd like to get this family into their home. You can give them some leniency on the closet and allow us to, you know, make the adjustments and come and inspect it as soon as you can, as soon as we call you when it's ready. We'd appreciate it.
Chris, comments, anything?
No, I'm fine with that. Yeah, after hearing all the other crap that's going on.
Anyone like to speak anything else? Do we need to clarify anything else? So I would say let's go back to another picture before we end this.
Yeah.
And
I can
have
give you back
everybody
the one.
agree.
well, now that we're allowing a closet, just a smaller one, so there's no, you don't have to take all those other walls out. So that doesn't have to come out, this won't have to come out. The only change now will be that, to
Draw it
making
on
it
that
smaller.
one. Yeah, draw straight across, everybody agree. And yes, please, thank you. And we're gonna have to re-vote on it, because it wasn't what we voted on at the previous meeting to allow it happen.
We're gonna do it.
Just move it back as far as they can.
Move it back to the corner of that doorway,
We
and
still
make a
need,
closet,
we'll need a deed restriction recorded
yeah, for
Prior.
3-bedroom.
to it. And then town council, we have to review something from town council, but, we will need a sign off also, Ed, right? On the town council prior to.
Yeah, so there'll be a settlement,
A settlement to
agreement
release
that based on
the suit.
based on your diagram that you just drew there,
Okay,
we'll draw up a new settlement to clear up the court case as well. And also I have a deed restriction, the DEP,
this is the new one, I thought we just did.
template one, if you would like that one,
Initial,
so you can do that.
That's the one that you prefer.
initial, please.
Like, we'll work off that one. Try to get it right the first time.
Yeah, let me highlight that too, and then we'll take a picture of that too.
Yeah, I think you're gonna scan it.
Yes, I will.
Well, we'll
allow
take a
the-
picture and we'll give you this one.
Our copy down.
Hey, take a picture of this and then you can give them that.
And again, as soon as it's open and then you get an inspection, we can do it, but we'll also need the sign off, from the lawsuit
We'll work on getting everything to you.
and just.
Town council.
inspection.
so we're gonna have to,
Amend,
we're gonna amend, you guys good? Need to run it out?
do we need to amend or just make a new motion on the 9 Cross Street? That's, legal.
Yeah, you can just make a new motion. And based on the diagram, that you would approve it with a deed restriction, and providing the inspection meets what was given on the
The
diagram.
diagram, we're gonna leave the closet, move the door opening all the way as far down as you can to the master bedroom. And we'll need the, deed restriction signed.
All right, I'll make a motion, a new motion to replace what we did the last time in the town council
Just say the address.
for 9 Cross Street. We are going to allow a closet in there, but the wall is going to be moved in the hallway. The opening will be as large as it can without causing them to interfere with the existing master bedroom doorway. There will be a 3-bedroom deed restriction required, and the paperwork to resolve that lawsuit will need to be squared away to sign off. And then we, again, will allow Derek and Ed to go over and do an inspection as soon as it's done, so they can sign off on it themselves, so you don't have to come back to the board again. Did I miss anything?
No?
Second that.
Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
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 Thank you very much.
Thank you very
Do we
much.
have our well results on this one too? That's not gonna hold them up?
We do have the well.
And they're passed, no gross alpha, we're good to go.
Yeah.
Oh, I just want anything to hold you up.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
All right.
Gentlemen, have a good
Oh,
evening.
we need the septic capital, I believe, from Zenith.
Jamie has, I think he didn't send it because we're gonna make some changes, but I just get it ready to go. I'll make sure I get it to you right away.
Yeah, but
So
I will need that before I can sign off.
Yeah.
Have you gone out to do the finished grade inspection? or
No,
you-
I have not. You
So we
gotta
still
wait
have
for
to
the
come to the
as-built.
property to do a grade, the last inspection.
We're
of
holding
the
out because
septic.
we thought we were gonna
Okay.
be
Yeah.
making some adjustments to the field and stuff, so, Tom Clancy kinda held off till, he
Yeah.
gets back from us, but.
Yeah, cause we don't come out till we actually have the as-built in our hand from the engineer, and then we do the final inspection to make sure that it's low and seeded, the grades, covers of the grade, everything's per plan.
Okay.
So just
Understood.
as sooner you can get that to us.
Yeah, I'm finish that right away, cause there's nothing holding that up now, so we'll
Okay.
get to work on the inside and I'll give them the green light to do the exterior, that we're not gonna be disturbing anything there.
All right,
Thank you all very much,
Thank you.
appreciate it.
thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, sorry for all the problems, we really tried.
Appreciate it.
Like I said, nothing personal.
Next on the agenda, discuss the recent Board of Health agent pending items. And I don't see announcements on here, but I'll just put it in under any announcements or pending items.
There are no pending items.
No announcements, no clinics, nothing.
No, the clinics are all, oh yeah, we did do, a flu clinic, back in October, but
Okay.
yeah, they're all done now.
Okay, mosquitoes, I'm sure now are with the frost sweeping.
Yeah,
it out.
and so what it is, because the entire state has not had a hard frost, they don't declare it. So all parts of the state have, so there's really little or no risk there, but they still have their, I think it is still a moderate risk. But until the entire state goes through a hard frost, that's when they declare it over. But so technically they haven't declared it over because there are still parts of the state that haven't had a hard frost.
We have, right?
I believe we have, yeah, we're down to 28.
Well, you
almost
dig every
21.
day, so you know.
Not on the ground, but I mean, on the grass, it's been white, there's been ice in my windshield, so I believe
Yeah.
that's a hard frost.
Yeah.
It's gotta be so.
And we've
so many
had more
degrees
than
for so
one,
many
too.
hours.
I think it's been more than one more than like that too.
Yeah,
So-
we've had two.
Anything else?
I have nothing to discuss with the board, anyone else have?
I'm
any?
good.
Motion to adjourn.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Thank you.